How do you become a great leader? Let's look at some of the best ways to develop your leadership skills, to include finding a mentor, learning from experience, time under pressure, and going to the hardest schools. I recently published a video where we discussed whether great leaders are born great leaders or they develop into great leaders. I'll leave a hyperlink to that video in the description for those of you who haven't seen it yet. But in my experience and life, with deliberate study and practice, any skill, to include leadership, is able to be trained and developed. Let's jump into 4 ways to develop your leadership abilities, starting with finding a mentor. I always advise ambitious people to find a mentor, and this mentorship can be formal or informal. Some junior leaders like to approach senior leaders and ask them to be a mentor, to give them advice and to coach them along throughout their life and career. But most mentoring relationships are informal, or even passive. Personally, I've never once approached another man and asked him to be my mentor, but I have observed leadership traits that I liked, and I tried to mimic them. And of course, I asked questions to successful men who were qualified to give good advice. I've seen several leaders during my military career who were successful because they walked all over their subordinates. But I think the best leaders are the ones who care, and those who care develop and mentor the members of their team. The leaders I liked and looked up to were the leaders who helped me, taught me, allowed me to go to schools or to attend training. They provided a good example, and they allowed me opportunities to train, learn, and develop. Experience is another wonderful way to develop any skill. A brand new Army officer has a lot of book learning when they graduate from the officer basic course and start their first platoon leader job. But after 18 months of being a platoon leader, he is 5 times more competent and confident as a leader. And if he gets a second platoon, for example a scout platoon, or he goes to Ranger Battalion, and gets another year of platoon leadership time, he is going to be even more competent and capable. The good thing about experience is that you can learn from both your successes and from your failures. And as time goes by, if you are deliberate about your training and development, you will learn and grow from what you've experienced. This is one reason that the military likes to rotate its leaders every year or 2. It gives them a greater breadth of experience and knowledge. So if you're looking to develop your leadership skills, seek out a leadership position. Start with a small leadership position. Learn, grow, develop. Make mistakes and learn from them. Have successes and enjoy them. And then work yourself into a larger position of leadership so that you can continue to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone and grow as a person and as a leader. When exercising, the time under pressure or weight is an important consideration for getting stronger. A woman who lifts small weights will never get accustomed to a heavy one. A man joins a Marine Raider team where he is required to carry a heavy rucksack for miles. The first time he does it, it almost kills him. He's exhausted. But after doing it once a week for a year, he has grown stronger and more capable. The rucksack no longer bothers him. The burden of leadership is like that rucksack. For those who care about their subordinates and want to do right by them, they will feel that heavy burden when they assume the mantle of leadership. But after a year in the job, it will just be normal. This is why the best leaders are the ones who have years, even decades of leadership. They have been trained and strengthened under the relentless weight of responsibility to the point that their shoulders no longer notice the load. Another great way to become a stronger and more capable leader is to go to harder schools. Not all schools and not all instructors are the same. A math major from Harvard is going to be more capable than a math major at Central Wisconsin College for underwater basket weaving. A sunny boy from ROTC in Hawaii will not be as rock solid as a graduate of the Virginia Military Institute or West Point. It seems like during all of my military career, I was assigned to the class or cadre that no one wanted. At the Infantry Captain's Career Course, my company phase instructor was such a jerk, and my battalion phase instructor was renowned for having impossibly high standards. My small units instructor at the Q course was infamous, and my least favorite Ranger instructor, or RI, was a borderline psychopath. And yet, because of this adversity, and because of their dominant and intrusive leadership styles, I learned significantly more than many of my colleagues who had kinder and more professional instructors. Show me the one who has been to harder schools and who has more time under the yoke of leadership, and I will show you the person that I would rather follow. Okay, so there you have it. My top 4 ways to develop your leadership abilities. Seek out a formal or informal mentor. Learn from your bad experiences and enjoy your successes. Spend as much time as you can under the yoke of leadership, and go to the hardest schools. I hope you learned something new and are now on your way to becoming a better and more competent leader of character. What do you think is the best way to develop leadership abilities? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to join my Life as a Special Operations team and to forward this video to a friend who needs to see it. Life is a special operation. Are you ready for it?